Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. Take some time, check out a couple of my videos. I do a video on YouTube growth every single week. I am not pretending to be an expert on it. I'm just taking you guys along for my journey, and hopefully we can get more understanding of what YouTube is and how to game the algorithm and everything like that. So all right, so without further ado, we are gonna go ahead and jump into this video that I found. It is actually by Logan Paul's editor. So regardless of how you might feel about Logan Paul as a person, there is one thing that is indisputable, and that is that he is a successful YouTuber. Another thing that is pretty indisputable is that he does have well-edited videos. So I will be taking a tip or two, and I will definitely listen up when his editor has something to say. So this video is by Logan Paul's editor. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link in the description to his channel and to this specific video that I'm using. So without further ado, let's hop right in. If you like the video, remember to like it. If you are not subscribed and this is not your first time seeing me, definitely go ahead and subscribe. I will be making content for a while. Hopefully this gets to a point where I can continue to make content even after this year of daily uploading. So here we go. Let's watch this video.
The common sentiment of editing is that's where the story is told. What if I told you I disagree? The story has already been filmed. The story has already been constructed. What editing is actually doing is finding and presenting a path for the audience to experience the story. And so with that pretentious opening statement, what does that mean for the content creators that watch this channel? What editing techniques can you do to optimize your content and give your audiences the best experience? Well, I'm gonna give you five basic editing techniques that are actually secrets that everyone should really know about.
I'm gonna stop right there, right after the title. The first thing I'm gonna say about this guy's video, the title was a bit obnoxious. I get that it's supposed to be overly long and kind of like funny or whatever. I found it just a little bit obnoxious, but I get what he's trying to say. And I get the kind of comedic effect I think that it's supposed to have. I think it's supposed to have a comedic effect. At least I would hope it's supposed to have a comedic effect. If not, I would just say it's a little too long. But he is a new YouTuber as well. So yeah, so there's a little bit of critique for him. Not that he's gonna watch my video, but yeah.
Well, hello there. Firstly, if this is the second or third time that you've seen me and you're not subscribed, that's the universe telling you that you need to subscribe. That's the formalities done. Let's talk about editing. Number one of the first important tips I want to give you, murder your darlings. The best example for me is there was this one piece of content that I was editing. I was spoiled with the amount of fantastic footage that I could play with, and I wanted to show all of it off, but it was too long. What ended up happening was I ended up repeating the same emotion constantly over and over again for a whole minute. If it undermines the value of the rest of the edit, cut it. So I chose to murder my darlings. It started off as 1 minute, but instead I made it 20 seconds. What that means is you're respecting your audience's emotional investment by not making them bored. Speaking of respecting audiences, my next point is don't be obligated to making 10-minute videos. Yes, having a longer watch time on your videos means you earn more AdSense. There is a border where if you stretch your videos to be over 10 minutes, not enough happens in your video, or the pacing is incredibly slow, or it's simply not engaging enough for the 10 minutes, they're gonna...
I actually want to go ahead and stop with that stuff on the screen that he said right there, and I'm just going to kind of overlay my voice or just pop myself in a little bigger or whatever. Anyway, so I actually like this point a lot, not making your videos 10 minutes just because you feel like they should be 10 minutes or because they will be favored in YouTube's algorithm just because they're 10 minutes or something like that. I love this point just because we're seeing a massive growth on YouTube of shorter videos, below 60-second videos. And I'm not saying every one of your videos should be super short, but I do definitely think that if there's a video out there that you can get done in 5 minutes, don't go and try and make it 10 just because you want to make it 10. Me, I think I could cut back on some of my B-roll shots in some of my videos. But when I do shots like that, when I do vlogs, that's kind of the point of the video, is to show you guys what I'm seeing, see life through my eyes a little bit, see the things that I see every day. And it's kind of meant to make me appreciate the beauty that I see every day in life and often ignore. So yeah, that's kind of my exception to this rule. But yeah, I definitely realized I need to start making my videos a little bit shorter because I do want more engagement and I want to keep you guys entertained and captivated in my entire videos. So if I have to go ahead and start making 3-minute videos to keep you guys entertained and give you something new and fresh every couple seconds, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and try to do that for you guys. Anyway, let's go ahead. Speaking of new and fresh, let's get off my face and pull up the rest of this video.
They're gonna click off, which defeats the point of having extended watch time if they don't engage in the full video. Instead of focusing on your desire to have ads, instead focus on your desire to have the best quality of time. You will develop a more positive relationship with your audience. That's why this year, me and Logan have switched our videos to be less than 6 minutes, and many other creators have switched to that priority as well. This new trend has worked out so well. That's why YouTube has now changed the obligation of 10 minutes down to 8 minutes. One of the easiest ways you can make your audience uncomfortable, especially if it's like a locked off setup like this, is when you jump cutting and cropping in, not to maintain your eye line. Whenever an audience is presented with a new shot or a new frame, one of the first things they instinctively look for is the eyes. And so whenever there is a new framing and they're looking for the eyes, you need to make sure it's easier to find, because the less time they have to readjust, the easier the cuts flow. So how do you do it properly? You should use an X and a line across the screen, and then use that as a framing guide to help match the eye line and its continuity. That little bit of extra work helps make the cuts flow so much better. One example is this is the one time we used matching eye lines to create a match cut.
We hired someone to get a piano accordion, then do something. I bet it'd be great. This is great.
Now, using flowing cuts as a segue, I need to talk to you about the most important way to make your cuts flow beautifully. The J-cut. The easiest way to explain it is the J-cut means the audio plays before the visuals. The reason why this is important for the audio and the visual to play at different times is because if both of them are played at the exact same time, that's 2 new pieces of information for audiences to process. And so it's better, and your cuts will flow so much smoother when the audio plays just 2 to 3 frames before the visual comes in. Just that little touch will make your cuts so much smoother.
I wanted to stop there where he's talking about cuts, and I actually do use the J cut in a lot of my videos where I will play the audio just a second or 2 before I go ahead and show you guys the visual cut. And that's just honestly because I had watched this video before. So I just wanted to show it to you guys. You guys can see an editor, someone who edits for a huge channel, talk about some tips that helped him along in the process. Hi, Blake. Thirsty? The eyeline tip that he gives to make sure that it's like roughly in the same spot between cuts, I have not really used that much, but I think I definitely will go ahead and try to use that. I don't think I'll do the whole X and line thing. I think as long as it's relatively in the same area, like if my eyes are here and then they go like here or something, I think that the audience, that slight adjustment or whatever, that slight adjustment, I think audiences will be able to pick up very quickly. So I don't think it should disrupt anything. So I won't do the whole X and line thing, but I'll try to make sure that it's relatively in the same area, which is about in the middle of the frame. I will usually try to be in the middle of the frame unless I am specifically leaving room to a side to point something out and put it in post. So this is how the guy looks or something like that. So yeah.
This is the most important aspect of editing that every single person needs to understand. What's important is your control of doubt, assuming that you cannot or never will be a good creator. Because I promise you, in time, you will be. I get hundreds of these messages every single day. I don't have good editing software. I don't know how to tell a good story. I don't know where to find music. And since I don't know what to do, I cannot be a good creator. And that's very understandable. Where you don't immediately know what to do next, or not achieving what you imagined, that can be discouraging. And the best way for me to talk about this is you're asking me these questions with the context of I don't. You're concerned that you're not good enough and therefore limiting yourself. But what's beautiful is that you can ask those same questions, but with curiosity. I suggest you think like this. Instead of saying, I don't know how to make this good, you need to ask, I want to know how to make this good. And just with that little attitude shift, you've just given yourself permission to explore and go on a journey to find that answer. I call it the curiosity loop, where finding out an answer only gives you more questions for you to answer next. And you keep on finding those answers to improve your own ability just bit by bit. Every time I came across something that I didn't immediately know how to fix, I could have either doubted myself or be excited about how I can tackle this problem. And I still have that curiosity loop every single day. And I am still constantly and always learning. And the best way to summarize what curiosity is and how important it is to learn, I've never written an inspirational, motivational speech before, but I wanted to. I was curious to try if I could write an inspirational, motivational speech. This might not be the best speech you've ever heard. It might just be the most pretentious, but I was curious to try. And that's just so exciting.
All right, well, that's enough there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. There is a little bit more to the end where he just kind of ad-libs a ending to the video just because he forgot to write one out in his speech, which I think is kind of funny and I think is actually a pretty fitting ending to the video. So if you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is the 5 editing mistakes that YouTubers do. So we'll talk about that 5th one, which is self-doubt. I do think that the end of this video gets very motivational speaker and very cheesy, but I will say that most people that have success, or most people that I've met that are living comfortably, to be able to do things like afford Teslas and have nice houses and whatever you deem as successful, be able to go on vacations with their family and not worry about money all the time, stuff like that. We'll often say things like it's all about your mindset, it's all about your mentors, knowing things, knowing people who can show you new things, stuff like that. A lot of that is I think true. That's why I take these people's videos and I try to put them out there to my small group of people who watch my videos, just because if any one of you guys is thinking about doing a YouTube channel, I would like for you guys to be getting good information that I think I'm going to be using myself. So yeah, that's a big part of why I put out these videos. But then also, I want for you guys just to know that slight change in your mindset does make a big difference. I have, since watching this video the first time when I first started uploading videos, I have changed my mindset to be more in line with what he thinks, and I no longer tell myself I can't do that, so there's no way I can do it. I tell myself, all right, well, let's do some investigating and figure out how to do this on a limited budget without Creative Cloud or all these other things, without a super fancy mic, without a super nice camera, without a big old 5 ring lights all around me and nice ambient lighting in the back and everything like that. So it's a struggle to think like that, and it's not always easy, and it's not something that I always 100% do, because I don't think anyone can do it 100% of the time. There's bound to be days where you look at things and you just say, man, I can't do that. Even if I tried, like, there's no way I can do that. But kind of taking a little bit of a break and a little bit of a mental check to kind of get yourself into a better place, look back on what you were doing and tell yourself, you know, maybe I could figure out how to do it if I did this, or just trying to get that first step. I think once you take that first step into trying to create something that you don't think you can, you start thinking, oh, okay, well, I can do this aspect of it. I just learned how to do this aspect of it by watching this video. Okay. Oh, well, I can do that aspect of it now because I just learned it from this other person. And you go down this rabbit hole, and it kind of snowballs until you're like, oh, hey, well, like, now I know how to make sure that my audio is synced up with my video, and like, now I know how to capture my audio on a sound card, or anything that you might be trying to do. You want to create B-roll shots with varying speeds. You want to edit a video and have jump cuts and have words on overlay, and you want to do a live stream of a video game and you don't think you know how to do it. There's so many things that you can learn just doing YouTube, and it's really, really, really awesome to be creative and have an outlet. And I really think everyone should at least dabble in something creative in their life. Whether that be YouTube or singing or doing a TikTok video or dancing or whatever it might be. Do something creative that you guys love. So with that, I'm going to leave this video off. If you liked it, go ahead and smash that subscribe button if you are not subscribed. Love you guys. Peace out. Stay safe. Keep each other safe. Bye.